Robinhood IPO'd, what was it, 10 days, 2 weeks ago, something like that. This morning, a nice gain for the stock price. 57.44 is the price, and that is up over 4%. And look who's here, Dave Portnoy, Barstool Sports founder and president, the man himself. You blamed Robinhood after you lost $700,000 on GameStop. What do you think about Robinhood now?
I mean, Vlad's like a bazillionaire. He's got money on top of money. So what can you say? I didn't invest in it out of principle, but they're killing it. There's not much you can say about it right now. Vlad can buy me 100 times over, so I guess he wins.
You wouldn't put any money into it because it's democratized investing. You're big on that.
I am, but I'm still scarred from what went down with all the GameStop stuff. I still think there's some weird stuff that went on. So, I like making money, but I still got principles, Stuart.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Surprising.
Okay. It seems to me that you're in the business of creating a vertically integrated sports betting operation of major proportions. You're going to open sports bars. You yourself, you're going to do this in Chicago and Philadelphia. I understand that you're doing something with the Arizona Bowl, and you've got what else you got? You're part now of Penn National. You add it all up, and you've got a pyramid of sports betting power. You're a mogul, Dave.
Yeah, we're trying to build the most forward-thinking sports gambling company really that you can find. And so Penn acquired us a while ago, but Penn just acquired the Score for $2 billion that are roughly around there last week. Basically, we want to get media gambling converge, and when a new generation gets sports news or are looking to gamble, they come to us. So yeah, it's a big deal, and it's an exciting time in the whole industry, really.
Well, what's futuristic about it?
Well, I think it's a new way. Obviously sports gambling, being able to do it on your phone, and we want to cover sports gambling from a different angle. The Arizona Bowl, which we are sponsoring, that's New Year's Eve day. That's a bowl that we're going to cover for the first time, really strictly stream it. And we're going to be allowed to put our own people in the booth, call the game, sideline reporter, and we're going to cover it for the first time, not only traditionally sports, but from a gambling angle. People will know what's going on and what the spread matters. And we think we reach a new generation of gamblers that will look at sports a little bit differently. And it's becoming accepted everywhere. Every league is starting to accept it, embrace it, because there's money to be made.
If Penn National is paying $2 billion for the Score, did they not pay you enough for their stake in Barstool Sports? I mean, did you not get all? You're nodding.
Yeah, we got screwed, Stuart. We got screwed. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. We set the market, all right? I don't think Penn paid $450 million. That was the price. And I think that if you go back and read what people said at the time, they'll say, oh, that's a lot of money for that. And Stuart, if we're being honest, we named the price. There wasn't a ton of negotiation. We named it, but it was such a success. I think the stock price was 26 when we did this deal. Penn's around 76 right now. And I think a lot of people saw how important having media that can reach your audience instead of spending billions to acquire. I mean, our competitors have to spend so much money to acquire customers. We're trying to get existing media companies that have the base. So I guess the philosophy, we buy instead of rent. We own what we have. But yes, it's like in Major League Baseball or the NFL, when a quarterback signs and has a huge deal, he sets the market and resets it. We probably would go for billions if we were back on the market.
Yeah.
If you're trying to hurt me on a Monday, you're hurting me.
Me? Trying to hurt you on a Monday? I would never do such a thing.
Stuart, I know.
I'm not stupid.
We should have sold for more money. I know they made. Listen, Jay Snowden, who's the CEO of Penn, made a great deal. And I think when people look back at this Score deal, that's going to look like a steal in a couple of years as well.
They bought you because you are a leading personality in the world of sports and betting. You are. You get audiences. I mean, people watch you. You're a sharp-edged guy. That's what they bought. And
yeah, I know. You're right. And this network, they bought a story. So here's the thing. I tried to buy the Score before we were part of Penn. Exactly. I've gambled my whole life. I have the Score on my phone. I've checked scores for a decade. So I was very aware of how important this is. An OG gambling site. Not only did Penn buy Barstool Sports, they bought my brain. So, and they bought other gamblers' brains. So the Score was a target. This is something that we thought was, there's a lot of gambling companies out there. And I said to Jay at one point, months and months and months ago, and I didn't know he'd be able to get the deal done. So the only company I would ever overpay for is the Score, because I used them forever. So they bought Insight. So I was happy with the deal when I heard it got done.
What's this about a charity game, a golf game match that you're going to play against Brooks Koepka? Wait a second. He's going to play left-handed, right?
Correct. Well, Stuart, I'm very confident in myself, but I know I can't beat him if he's playing he's won a ton of majors. So I did win the U.S. Open. And let me clarify. They said I couldn't beat the U.S. Open score with unlimited mulligans, which I did. So I declared myself champion. Brooks started chirping that I had a terrible left-handed swing. Next thing I know, we have a $250,000 bet. The winner gets to choose the charity, and he plays lefty, and I am a lefty. Now, he may have been sandbagging me a little bit, but let me say this about Brooks Koepka, and I hope people clip this. He's mentally weak, and I'm mentally strong. So golf are all these country club kids. They're not used to people being in their kitchen, in their brain. So, yeah, Brooks Koepka against other soft golfers. We'll see how he does when the pressure's on.
This is Dave Portnoy at his best. He is mentally weak. Now, there's a headline that everybody's going to grab hold of immediately, and you've got a grudge match. Before you know where you are, it's a grudge match.
Well, he is mentally weak. I mean, you see Bryson DeChambeau's in his kitchen. He's afraid to even step on the course.
Are you going to trash talk during the match with him?
Of course. That's my whole game plan. Get in his brain, own beachfront real estate in Brooks Koepka's brain, and then watch him fold.
I don't know where to go with this interview. I'm really having a good time. Okay. Last one. Cryptos. What are you doing in cryptos nowadays? You made your big name with, what was it, Safe Moon or something crazy? What are you doing?
Yeah, well, Safe Moon, I put 40 grand in. It's down to 10. I still have it. I get chirped for that all the time. Obviously, right now, Bitcoin's making a comeback. There it is. I see it pop up. Yeah. So it's going up and down. I still own Bitcoin and Safe Moon. Not a ton of either. There's legislation. You never know what's going to happen. It's a dangerous game. But Bitcoin's here to stay. It's here to stay. So I think it's a good investment, but I still think it's going to have the ups and downs because there's so much to be determined. There's this new, the infrastructure bill that's going to affect it. But diamond hands, Bitcoin's here to stay. I do believe that. We'll
end it there. You're a prize performer, Mr. Portnoy, and it's great having you on the show. I don't know how you do it. You're original, and you move from one thing to another, from cryptos to golf, for God's sake. Good Lord.
Stuart, they said I was supposed to be on Friday. They said you weren't in. I said I only do it with Stuart.
Really? Oh, flattery is the mother's milk of television, and I'll take it, buddy. I'll take it in spades. Thank you, Dave. We'll see you again soon. Thanks, man.
All right. Take care.